Hey man, so I just made my friend cry. I'm really good at that. I'm good at making people cry without trying, so can you imagine how much more people would cry if I actually did try? I piss people off. I piss people off, but I make people laugh. I piss people off, but I tell the truth. Honesty tends to make people angry, I've noticed. But you can't please everybody. And I'll be real, I have an issue with that. Which is silly considering how many people I piss off whenever I don't show up to work, or I do show up, but I show up like 2 hours late. Or, I say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. I'm really, really bad about that. And my friend Miss Tina, she's one of the few that I actually give enough of a fuck about that I feel like I have to at least make an effort to show her that I give a fuck about her. I know that she's really upset because I basically told her that I'm not going back to Wendy's, and she just started crying. I mean, she cries really easily. I think that she's got the same kind of thing that I have. She's just better at dealing with it, I think. I mean, I feel like a lot of people in the world have traces of borderline personality. They're told that they're bipolar, but they're actually borderline personalities. But because it's a personality disorder, it's pretty extreme. So I think that it's easier for people to make believe that they have this emotional disorder, because if it's an emotional disorder, then they don't really have to do anything about it. They don't have to work on themselves and look into their past and certain things that have happened to them that were very painful, and re-experience those things and re-feel those feelings. But that's what borderline is. It's going back and re-feeling everything over and over and over again until that part of you dies. That is so fucked up, though, when you say it like that. But it's true. It's very true. And okay, good. I'm always paranoid whenever I park somewhere that there are people around that are gonna be staring at me, going, why the fuck is this bitch shooting a video in the Walmart parking lot? Who wouldn't want to shoot a video in the Walmart parking lot, especially when the video is being shot out of guilt? I do feel bad for pissing people off. I feel bad for making people upset. I feel bad for not being able to be the kind of person that does the decent thing and puts in a 2 weeks notice. And I think it's fucked up because, Tina said, she didn't know if you commit suicide. I mean, it's the holidays and you just stop showing up. I mean, the last time to see you was on Christmas Eve. Dude, I almost killed myself a couple Christmases ago. Speaking of Jesus, he died on a cross for you. Isn't that comforting? like I feel like shit, but at the same time, it's like, I guess I need to do what's right for me. Look at it like this. And Tina couldn't deny it. She couldn't. She was like, yeah, you're not showing up. You're not. If you do show up, it's like outrageously late, all that. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what makes you think you're not going to do the same thing at Steak and Shake, considering it's like the 3rd time that she going there? Well, management's different. The whole reason that I left the first 2 times is because it was the same manager. But it's a different manager now. And it's a franchise. So the guy that's buying it is really awesome. And I don't want to let him down. It's not that I don't care about the people that I work with. It's just, there's something with my brain that's just like, no, you suck at this shit. Like, I have more, like, mental breakdowns, like, I've lost count of, like, how many mental breakdowns I've had at fucking Wendy's. And it's stupid because, like, I don't have anywhere near as much shit to do. But I guess with Steak and Shake, it's like the grind don't stop. You know, like, it just keeps going and going. So it's like, that's what's comforting about it. Is that, like, there's always some shit I gotta do. And if it's not in my station in particular, it's in somebody else's station. And it's just, I fit in really well over there. And it doesn't matter how good I could possibly be at another job. I know, like, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, like, man, you're a lot better at Steak and Shake. Because I'm crazy enough to enjoy the chaos. An alcoholic would understand. A recovering alcoholic anyway, not a practicing one. Practicing alcoholics don't show up to work. They're too busy recovering. See, that's the thing, like, I feel like I can't function. And I keep feeling like that. So I'm like, well, why don't you go somewhere where you function well? And it's like normal ass people don't understand. So like, how can you handle this job? I mean, there's a reason why the same people keep coming back. Like, I was looking at the schedule of Steak and Shake, and I was just, I saw like 3 different people that like have worked there like 5 separate times, you know, and they always say like, fuck this place. Steak and Shake's a lot like prison, you know. It's like you tell yourself like all the stuff that you're gonna do once you get out, and then you just end up going right back in there, you know, like that's what it's like. But I'm sure that there's like comfort to being in prison. It's comfort, like, just to know that, like, okay, this is where I am, and this is where I'll always be. But I really do want to make money, though. And I can make a fuck ton of money over there. Yeah, if you saved it. If you didn't just do what you're fixing to do right now and just, like, go fucking shopping. But I'll be honest with you guys, I know that it's bad that I do this, but it's just like there's this part of my, I don't know why I'm doing this to my hair, but it's like there's this part of me that, it's like it just shifts, and once it's shifted I can't like go back, and then I have this like guilt complex, and it's like, I don't even want to be around people that I know, like, I've disappointed, you know? Like, that's why it's so hard for me to, like, just go and talk to them. Because Christine, like, Miss Tina, she was telling me, like, you need to tell them something. And I'm like, what's the point? Like, I'm just going to tell them news that they don't want. It's funny. I don't like being the bearer of bad news, at least when it comes to me. But I had to do that with Miss Tina because I care enough about her that I'm like, you know, you just got to tell her the truth. But she understands. Like, she really, really understands. But I feel really bad. Because she is my friend. She got me this Christmas gift. It's funny, we like both like gave her each other the same thing. We gave her like some Burt's Bees shit. Black people love beeswax. This stuff actually smells really good. It's from like fucking Bath and Body Works. I haven't been to Bath and Body Works in a long time. It's in the mall. I hate the mall. The mall is the most depressing place in the world, aside from the place where I'm at right now. They should just call this place Sweatshop Central. I mean, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a fucking hypocrite. See? Oh, fuck. Y'all see that? Y'all see my snot? My snot dribbling out of my nostril? You see it? But yeah, like I said, it's just like, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news if it involves me. You know? Like, yeah, you know how I told you that, you know, I was going to try to, like, stay and help you out? Well, fuck that. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go over here and make more money and be a much happier person than you'll be over here without me. Like, that's essentially what I'd be saying. Yeah, but you of all fucking people, it stresses that, you know, you say things that are afraid, other people are afraid to say, and yeah, I know. I just don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I'm just torn because I have attachments, and like that's my issue. I feel like the reason why I do the stuff that I do is because of my disorder, and it's not gonna go away. Like, even if I acknowledge it and I recognize it and I point at it and I make jokes about it and I write stories about it and I sing songs about it, all that, it still doesn't make it go away. It just kind of takes the power away from it. Like, it's not a disability now because I've turned it into something better. But that still doesn't mean that, like, I think the problem that a lot of people have with many things, not just psychological problems, but it's like me going back to Steak and Shake. That's like me accommodating, like, my illness. I function better in chaos. So it makes sense for me to work in a place that is chaotic and open 24 hours and strongly resembles Tokyo. Like, and there are all kinds of drunk people and, you know, fucked up people. Like, there's always cops getting called over at that location because it's so crazy. Like, that makes perfect sense why I'd go work for a shithole like that, you know? Especially when they actually appreciate the work that I do. Not that I don't feel appreciated at Wendy's, and, like, that's my problem. It's like, I don't want to let them down. but I'm always letting people down no matter what. That's my finger, you guys. I wish that I was... No, you don't. If you were a normalized person, you have a smartphone, you take antidepressants, do social media, you'd be a boring ass motherfucker. But instead, you're in the Walmart parking lot, i.e. Sweatshop Central, and you're all emotionally torn over some shitty jobs. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I have attachment to people. It's like there's certain things, you know, like... And that's the thing. A regular-ass person isn't going to have this issue. They're just going to quit. And they're not going to care. And it's not like, oh, they don't care about the people they negatively impact. They don't care about, oh, this is the last time that I'm going to clean this machine. This is the last time that I'm gonna like talk to this person in this way, wearing this uniform, and they're wearing that uniform, and we have this bond, but that's because of like the setting that we're both in. It's like I feel bad, but I guess I don't feel bad enough to change because I can't change, you guys. I've tried. It's like my manager has like done whatever she could to accommodate me in my illness and shit. And it's just, they're a fucking business. There's no reason why they should have to like bend over backwards for just one fucking employee. I mean, I would say that to them. There's just no way to, like, you know, feel good about anything. Right. I mean, even if you did it the right way, like, even if you worked there 3 days out of the week like you said you were going to, even if you did that, like, you wouldn't be happy. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking, like, when I went back to work, when I went there this Christmas Eve, I was like, I hate this job. I mean, there are certain aspects of it that are alright, but I mean, it's just a shitty job, but it's like, I would rather work somewhere else. Yeah. Like with Steak and Shake, it's like, the first time I worked there for 3 fucking years. The second time I worked there for 6 months. This is the third time, hopefully I don't leave, because I realize that there's a reason I keep coming back, because it works. It works because I work it. The problem with that job, though, is that whenever you make more money, that just gives you, like, leeway to just blow more money. And luckily, I don't have children, but it's like, there are a lot of things that it's like I really want, like in my dreams. But I'm a lot less likely to go get them because I'm in the Walmart parking lot. Sweatshop Central parking lot. I just don't know, man. I don't know, like, I'm sorry, Vortex. I know this is lame. It's just like there's no way to win. Like, you always have to make these sacrifices. Somebody asked me recently about my YouTube channel and my comedy. And she thought it was really cool that, like, I didn't want to expand or, like, be famous or popular or whatever. And she's like, I'm glad that you're doing what makes you happy. And it was weird when I heard happy in relation to me. But it's like, there are certain things that really do make me happy. Like, doing this really does make me, like, happier than I ever thought. And, like, working at that dump site makes me happier than I ever thought I could be working at a dump site. And, living in this country, it's like I have this opportunity to make something of myself, whatever I want it to be, no matter what people try to tell me. And that's just so awesome. And I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for all these people that I had in my life. That have put up with my shit and appreciate the person that I am in spite of the shit that I make them put up with. I'm sorry that I disappoint you. See, it really does hurt me a lot more than it hurts you. Because I cry way more than what you're seeing. But it's really hard for me to show it. Like, the only times that I really cry in front of other people are like when it just all comes out. But if you guys see me cry the way that I fucking cry, it's like you think that somebody died. You think like a whole fucking population was just exterminated, you know? Planned Parenthood. Had to make that one. You gotta make those cracks whenever possible. I'm just torn. You're torn apart. Every little thing just tears me apart. And it's like, if it doesn't tear me apart, like when it's happening, it's like I just experience it over and over and over again in my mind. I'm trying to educate people about this illness, but what's really scary is whenever you say something and you're telling the public because you want them to get something out of it, but then they take something completely different that you hadn't anticipated, you know? Like, I mean, I've been accused of you know, like a lot of stuff that I mean, it's like my whole intention was the exact opposite. But that doesn't matter, right? I mean, if we could be judged by our intentions, like liberals would be succeeding. Yeah, but the thing is, they don't fucking know. The reason they can't defend their platform is because they don't have one. It keeps changing. Like, it changes every 5 minutes based on, like, the turning of the tide and all that shit. So that's why, you know, you can trust me, y'all. It's because I got principles. If I got a flip phone, if if I didn't have a flip phone, if I say, I bitch about technology. I hate technology so very much. It's like, I love capitalism just because I love opportunity. And I love working. But a lot of things don't work in this country. I mean, all these terrible people make lots of money just exploiting the public, lying to the public, manipulating the public. And it makes me sick. But I'm like, does that make you sicker than the fact that there's so many people that just buy into it and they don't even care? You know, like, they just take some vaccine because they've been told that they're gonna die if they don't. And then they die if they do take it. It's like, I don't understand, like, how people can be so dumb. And then they play the victim because their kid dies. It's like, well, yeah, it serves you right because you're a shitty-ass parent that doesn't look into anything that you feed your kids. But they really deserve it, Amy? No, they don't really deserve that. Nobody deserves to lose their child. Nobody deserves that. Not even what's-her-face deserves to lose Chelsea, okay? I would not... Chelsea seems like the only decent one. She is. But yeah, I have a lot of versatility. In my emotions and my thoughts and my opinions and all that. But when it comes to like my actions, is I feel like I'm just doing the same shit. Well, let's make this different. There's no way that I'm not going to piss people off. There's no way that I'm not going to disappoint people. Staying true to yourself. That pisses people off that don't know what to do to be true to themselves. I know that I'm not a bad person, but I know that I do bad things sometimes. I know that I do irresponsible things, and I know that I do really selfish things. And I'm sorry to those of you that are negatively impacted by my selfishness or by my supposed apathy, because I know that's how it looks. But I'm anything but apathetic. Apathetic people don't cry about it, man. They just don't do that shit. Why would they? They're not even thinking about it. See, that's what I'm saying. This is why you should always go to work, because if you don't go to work, you're just going to be sitting around crying because you didn't go to work and you tell yourself that you can't or whatever the fuck. But you know that even on days when you have really bad episodes, it's like, it's still better that you're out of the fucking house. Yeah. But if you're more psychologically centered at this job over that job, I don't see why. I don't even, like, you knew this was going to happen. You knew that, like, if you went back to this job, like, there was no way. I think you were just lying to yourself. Yeah, I was lying to myself. You know what I realized recently? I gaslight myself. I gaslight myself so I can lie. Like, I tell myself, well, this is true in some kind of way, you know? Like, did I say I was sick? Well, I mean, I'm always sick. I'm physically sick? I'm spiritually sick. I'm mentally sick, but I'm really not mentally sick. But I am mentally sick. You have a significant experience every fucking day. You have an experience that's completely different from the experience that many other people have. You are very extreme. So don't act like that's not a thing that should be addressed. And by addressed, I don't mean medicated. I mean addressed, like acknowledged that this is different. You're different. You deal with things differently. Acceptance is the answer. Well, acceptance is not apathy, though. So if you accept it, you have to do something positive with it. That's the only way that acceptance works. It's not like, oh, I accept it, I'm an alcoholic, so I'm gonna drink myself to death. You know? It's like, if I accepted that I was an alcoholic, I wouldn't drink at all. Which is, you know, we already know. Sobriety is really easy, you guys. You just don't do what you used to do. You could still do what you used to do in other ways, you know? Like this. Like, I'm lying to myself about work. Not about how many shots I'm going to consume. But I'm going to tell myself that I'm going to show up to work. It's really funny when I say, you're going to show up on time. The fuck I ain't. I'm going to use some of this right now. Thank you, Miss Tina. Yeah, she's mad at me. She's disappointed. There's a difference. Yeah. No, there really isn't a difference. When somebody says I'm disappointed, that's actually worse than being mad. Like, I already hate it when people are mad at me. So it's actually worse when people are disappointed. Dude, this is kind of shit that she uses. Because I was like, why do I recognize this smell? I'm like, because she smells like this. See, I had this, like, Starbucks gift card, and I was, like, gonna give it to her, and I was like, black people don't drink coffee. At least not at Starbucks. They get kicked out of Starbucks, right? You know, that whole situation was dumb. Because, like, if there's, like, someone really customer that's not even buying anything,